All right, everybody. Welcome to the Office Ward F Community Caucus, where we review the City Council agenda from top to bottom each and every Saturday before the official Jersey City Caucus, which normally occurs on Mondays. I am the Ward F Chief of Staff, Erica Walker. Councilman Gilmore is at various events today, so he may pop in to the Zoom. But today is all about you, all about the community and your questions and concerns with regards to what your city council representatives will be voting on and how you would like them to vote. And what questions, most importantly, you would like Councilman Gilmore to ask on your behalf at the Monday caucus, since public participation is not allowed during the Monday caucus. Members of the public are only allowed to speak at the council meeting when they sign up for the public hearing and for second reading ordinances. So we'll review all of that and talk about all the opportunities to engage as we move forward. If you would like to if you're watching on YouTube or on Facebook and you want to participate in the Zoom, you can get to the Zoom link by visiting everythingwardf.com, clicking on Community Caucus, and clicking on this nice blue button, join the 11 a.m. Caucus Live online. To view the City Council agenda, you'll just click the View the City Council agenda button above that. I already have it loaded here. And thank you and welcome to everyone who has joined on. Participating is just half the battle, and influencing and encouraging your council members to vote in your favor, in the community's favor, is the other half. So today we'll be discussing the agenda for the regular meeting of the Municipal Caucus, the Municipal Council, for Wednesday, October 30th, which will take place at 6 p.m. You can join you can watch the Monday's caucus live via Microsoft Teams. You can also watch the meeting live via Microsoft Teams on Wednesday. But if you want to participate, you do have to attend in person. So without further ado, we're going to review the ordinances first. These are first reading ordinances. All ordinances need to be voted on twice. Once they are introduced, and the second time they are voted into law. And it is only when it is read for the second time that the public will have an opportunity to speak without having to sign up on each of these ordinances. So 3.1 is a franchise ordinance granting permission to Emmanuel Goodrum, his successors, and assigns to allow parking in a new concrete driveway partially within the public right-of-way adjacent to 309 Chapel Avenue, Block 27205, Lot 4. So we'll look at it. We'll look at this Exhibit A on the tax map to see exactly where this is. Emmanuel Goodman is the owner of the property, and he received approval from the zoning board to install and maintain a driveway in the front yard of the property. So this is interesting because I know we don't grant curb cuts anymore. We don't grant driveways anymore. So I'd like to know how he was able to do this. It's granting permission to Emmanuel Goodrum, his successors, and assigns to allow parking in a new concrete driveway, partially within the public right-of-way, adjacent to 309. So we're going to look at these attachments. It's a 2-story dwelling, and his location is right after a speed hump, we see. So as we know, driveways necessitate curb cuts, and curb cuts take parking away from the public. So we'll want to know, did he get his neighbors, a blessing? Did he have to get a petition signed from everybody else on the block? Because like I mentioned, a curb cut is taking away parking. And I thought as a city, we didn't grant new driveways anymore if they weren't grandfathered in. This subject actually just came up at the previous council meeting in Boggiano. I know Boggiano had something to say about grandfathered in curb cuts. And I know a lot of Ward F constituents are going to be interested in this as well, because we've had to turn down many curb cut requests. 3.2 is an ordinance granting a temporary easement to the New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection in connection with the rebuild by Design Hudson River project consisting of work for stormwater separation, utility relocation, pile driving, sheet piling, and installation of hard structures such as flood walls and deployable gates at various locations on Jersey Avenue, Grove Street, Marion Boulevard, and 18th Street. So we'll just we'll skip to the purpose box. And this is authorizing agreements, granting and facilitating easements to the DEP necessary for the temporary construction and access related to ongoing rebuild design improvements on city-owned property. All right, on to the second readings. As I mentioned, first reading ordinances will not have an opportunity for public comment. That public comment opportunity will come when it's read as a second reading ordinance. So we've got about 9 second reading ordinances. So these always make the night a little bit longer because people, and it's good that people sign up to speak or stand up to speak. You don't have to sign up for second readings. But if you have anything to say, anything that might help influence your council members' votes, and remember, each council person has 1 vote. We have 9 council people, and each ward has 4 council members that should be representing them and voting on their behalf. You have that one council person that coincides with the letter. Say, for instance, Ward F has Councilman Gilmore, and then you would have an additional 3 councilmen that represent the entire city. So essentially, each ward has 4 council representatives that should be voting on your behalf. So you have the right to influence 4 council people at the least. And then the rest of the council people should vote alongside that council member, especially if that ordinance or resolution is affecting his or her ward directly. So ordinance 4.1, this was carried from the last meeting. It's an ordinance amending chapter 188 to establish a local preference for affordable housing units created by local regulations and requirements. So this is a beautiful, beautiful ordinance, long overdue. We should have had this ordinance enacted 30, 40 years ago as all this new development came to Jersey City. This ordinance means that any new development coming to Jersey City that accepts dollars from Jersey City's Affordable Housing Trust Fund and no other entity must prioritize applicants from Jersey City. Now, if they accept federal funding or state funding, we have no control over that, right? If you accept federal funding, then yes, you have to entertain applications from the entire country. If you accept state funding, you have to entertain applications from the entire state. But if you accept Jersey City funds, then Jersey City applicants, people born and raised or who have lived here for a certain amount of time, will have a preference, will have priority with these affordable housing applications. So the residency preference shall not be implemented or available for any units created in furtherance of Jersey City's present need. So this is moving forward. So if they receive funds from Jersey City moving forward, then there will be a local preference applied. And it'll be in full force and effective July 1st, 2025. And I know they are working on some computer programming, some technology that'll assist with this process to ensure that this process moves forward smoothly. So definitely, if you haven't already, you want to create an account on the affordable housing website. If you need to learn more about affordable housing applications, again, you can go to our website, everythingwardf.com. Our homepage has a nice little button right here for housing called Housing and Rental Assistance. All you have to do is click on it. It's a Google Doc, so we update this document often. And here is the link to the affordable housing portal. You go to the affordable housing portal, create a account. It is free to create an account, even if you're not in the market right now. If you never know when you might need affordable housing. So it just makes sense to create a free account. And you'll start to get emails. You can set up notifications to let you know, say, when a 3-bedroom affordable housing unit is available. So like I said, it doesn't hurt to sign up, create an account, and start receiving notifications for affordable housing opportunities. And and then so if and when you ever need affordable housing. Again, with this link, there's other resources to affordable housing. The Residence Response Center is always around to help you create these accounts and navigate Jersey City portals. Speaking of the Residence Response Center, they're actually helping people right now make sure that they are registered for the Anchor Tax program. So definitely, I tell everybody, put the RRC's number in your phone, have it on speed dial, because it's a great resource for Jersey City. Your tax dollars are paying for this customer service. All right, back to the meeting. 4.2 is an ordinance authorizing the city of Jersey City as a tenant to extend a 2-year lease with 18 Ash Street Realty as a landlord for space located at 46 State Street, Jersey City. And I believe this is the one that we are using for storage for the fire department. Yes, it is. All right, 4.3 is an ordinance amending Chapter 84, Alcoholic Beverages and Cannabis, Article 1, plenary retail consumption and distribution licenses. So we had a bunch of people come out to the last meeting to speak on related issues. This cannabis issue specifically is related to is related to consumption lounges, and how art spaces and theater spaces won't be counted in the total allowance that Jersey City will enact for consumption lounges. You'll see another ordinance and resolution related to limiting the number of consumption lounges that we have in Jersey City. I believe it's at 1 per ward. So if you are a theater, you will not take up any of those numbers if you're a theater or art space is in this ordinance. So that's making that so that's allowing more opportunities for consumption lounges, but outside of the art house theater realm, there will only be one generic consumption lounge allowed. 4.4 is an ordinance supplementing Chapter 332, Vehicles and Traffic. Before we move forward, I do want to, because I'm going from memory, but I'm going to open up my notes from the last meeting, and use this as an opportunity to show you how to access our notes. All of our notes from our caucus meetings are made public for you so that you can better understand these laws that we're voting on and better understand the process. I also like to take notes about the community's feedback and when people come to speak, because you're taking time out of your busy schedule to address the council. So we write that down so that we can remember how the community felt about certain ordinances. So if you ever want to see our notes, you can just click on this yellow box below the blue live Zoom box, and that will bring up a Google spreadsheet. The first tab in a Google spreadsheet lists all of the schedule of the community caucus and links to recordings. And then if you go down to the second tab, you'll see the notes from the previous meeting. So as you can see, the first reading ordinance from the last meeting are currently the second reading ordinances for this future meeting. And you'll be able to see the notes and the questions and answers that were discussed at the last meeting. So when we go to, say, for instance, the consumption lounge ordinance, you'll see that we have more information about what this section is about. It shall not apply to the renewal of licenses which are issued. However, that the municipal council reserves the right of issuing plenary retail consumption licenses to any banquet hall with adequate kitchen facilities or new and bona fide restaurants or hotel premises. So it's not just art houses, but it also includes restaurants and hotels can also convert to consumption lounges. So basically saying that if you have an establishment that already functions as one of these entities, you can allow cannabis smoking inside, which is pretty fair because it's private property. It's these are private businesses, and if they want to allow people to smoke inside, as long as, you know, they're being responsible. This law is allowing that. It's the consumption lounges that is only a consumption lounge and nothing else that is being limited to one per ward. Okay, so back to the meeting agenda here. 4.4 is an ordinance supplementing chapter 332 vehicles and traffic, article 2 traffic regulations, amending section 332 one-way streets to convert 12th Street between Monmouth Street and Cole Street into a one-way street in the eastbound direction. So let's see if anybody spoke about that. So we want to ask the question, is there a plan to strengthen enforcement of these laws with the addition of all the new stop signs? So this isn't about a stop sign, but it is about enforcing one-way directions. But normally what traffic has told us is when a new stop sign goes up or when a new direction is placed, they do put public safety patrol out there for a couple weeks to get people acclimated, and to give people a heads up about, you know, the new laws, and, you know, pass out warnings if people are, you know, passing a stop sign that just popped up, because it's especially if you lived in the city for 30 years and you've never experienced a stop sign at a street you pass through all the time. It can be, you know, it's nice to have that extra, you know, flashing light to say, hey, we've got a new stop sign here, you need to now stop. So we'll just make sure that enforcement, that law is going to be reinforced for a couple of weeks. 4.5 is an ordinance supplementing chapter 332 article 2, amending section 332 stop intersections to designate the intersection of Clinton Avenue and Sackett Street as a multi-way stop controlled intersection. So same deal. Will we have the law enforcement there to ensure people are following the new law? 4.6 is an ordinance supplementing chapter 332 vehicles and traffic, article 2, amending section 332 stop intersections to designate various downtown intersections as multi-way stop controlled intersections. So take note, Bay Street, Erie Street, First Street, Grove, Second, Steuben, Warren will all have new stop signs. So this is to respond to the growing need for more traffic control and to slow traffic down. But what's going to help is if we have the backup, if we have enforcement. So the city council is definitely challenging the public safety department to step up their game when it comes to traffic enforcement. Because if not, people are just going to run these stop signs and it's all for naught. We're wasting money on these signs if people aren't, you know, abiding by the law. So we definitely want to make sure we have that traffic enforcement readily available. If at any time you have any questions, you feel the need to ask a question or make a comment, feel free to stop me. This is a very casual conversation. 4.7 is an ordinance supplementing chapter 332, another traffic ordinance, with amending section 332 to 332-24.1, limited duration parking for 15-minute parking zones near Mallory at Roosevelt. So the question was raised at the last meeting when this was a first reading, that how was this going to be enforced? And public safety has assured us that they will have, the traffic director said she spoke to Sergeant Ragland, Lieutenant Ragland, and his office to ensure that they will have officers in this area to ensure people are getting used to the 15-minute time limit. 4.8 is an ordinance of Jersey City Municipal Council adopted to revise and update fees for chapter 345, the landlord development ordinance related to zoning, to review applications and some applications for the planning and zoning board. So we'll look at the notes that the planning board told us with regards to this ordinance 24-096. And they say because the online system allows you to submit multiple issues on one application, they're adding fees with the application that are more in line with the planning department's budget. Now they're charging for short-term rental applications. Councilman Soleil asked, how can we enforce the inclusion of the certificate with the sale of the property? And this was in regards to driveways, because the discussion came up that there are a lot of illegal driveways. And so they're talking about requiring a CO requiring an additional CO to ensure that driveway is legal before it's sold. So the property isn't sold under false pretense. You can sell a property that has a driveway, but that driveway might be illegal. And this homeowner will be told, hey, your curb cut is illegal. Bump what the seller told you. The seller should have gotten a CO before they sold it. So if we can make that law, if we can make a law that you need to certify your driveway before you sell your house to a new owner with the assumption that this driveway is legal, it'll help clear up a lot of confusion, and it'll bring more public parking back to the street. So Tanya, the planning director, is going to look forward in studying this opportunity to require a zoning certificate at the point of sale. And 4.9, ordinance 24-097 is a franchise ordinance granting permission to the Jasco Management Corp for a 5-foot, 5.5-inch by 23-foot, 5.5-inch ramp encroachment at lot 20 in block 20004, also known as 307 Pacific Avenue, into the right of way. So franchise agreements are when private entities need to use public space. Sometimes that public space is in the air, like air rights. Sometimes that public space is actual like sidewalk space, like public, which is a public right of way. In this instance, we normally frown upon franchise agreements, especially that are free and that these private entities aren't paying for. But in this case, this is for the purpose of creating an ADA compliant ramp for the Lafayette Branch Library on Pacific Avenue. So because this is for essentially a good cause and it's for a Jersey City entity, we're happy to oblige and we support this right away for pedestrian use, so that this library can now have a handicap accessible ramp, of course. So those are your first and second reading ordinances coming into play at the next city council meeting. Essentially, these are new laws, new traffic laws, new permissions given to entities with regards to Jersey City. The next portion is your public speaking hearing. So currently we have 10 speakers who have signed up to speak. If you would like to sign up to speak, we have the link on our website. Again, everythingwardf.com/caucus, or click on the community caucus option there, and you can scroll down and click the sign up to speak link right here. You do have to sign up in advance to speak at a city council meeting, especially if you're not speaking on a second reading, because the public hearing during the second readings you can only speak on issues pertaining those second readings. On to the resolutions. This is how your city council spends your money. Resolutions have to the administration has to put a resolution before the council anytime they want to spend more than $45,000. And also anytime they want to honor someone, recognize somebody formally. You'll see resolutions for people, places, and things all the time here. Just to see how much time we've got 28 resolutions, so not a lot. Normally there's like 40 to 50, sometimes 60 resolutions. And it is 11:27, so we'll spend about a minute on each, unless anyone has some detailed questions. Resolution 10.1 is a resolution to recognize October as Filipino American History Month. Awesome. Resolution 10.2 is a resolution honoring St. John's Baptist Church on their 95th anniversary and mortgage burning. Yay. The Office of Councilman Gilmore sponsored this resolution. So happy to see that it made the agenda. They're actually having an event today and tomorrow. If you can check out our community calendar to see those details. It's a good time to tell you about our community calendar on everythingwhatf.com /calendar. And you can see all of the items that we have on the calendar. Let's see. St. John's event starts at 1 p.m. So if you would like to go and congratulate them on 95 years of existence, and they're also burning their mortgage, which is amazing, meaning they paid off their mortgage. They owe nothing to no one, and they own their property outright. It's an amazing feat, especially that this church has been in existence for 95 years. So congrats to that congregation for an amazing achievement. And if you wish to congratulate them in person, that event starts at 1 p.m. today. 10.3 is a resolution honoring the Buccaneers Park Education Alliance for its dedicated efforts to honor and educate the public about Puerto Rico's 65th Infantry Regiment and their heroic deeds during the Korean conflict. Awesome. Another awesome resolution. And this was presented by the Municipal Council. Awesome. So I'm sure they'll all be in attendance to accept this recognition. 10.4 is a resolution of the Jersey City Municipal Council accepting the best practices inventory questionnaire. All right, so that's good that we'll have questionnaires to hold people accountable and establish best practices. I'd like to read more about that. All the links, of course, can be found on this City Council agenda. So you can see the results of this survey here. Beautiful. All right, 10.5 is a resolution of the Municipal Council of the City of Jersey City Free Public Library Board of Trustees action to not restrict access to the library's collection. Beautiful. 10.6 is a resolution authorizing the Jersey City Office of Emergency Management and Homeland Security to accept a grant for the United States Department of Homeland Security and the New Jersey Office of Homeland Security and Preparedness through the FFY 2024 Urban Area Security Initiative grant program to support emergency preparedness. So we'd like to know what specific items these funds can be used for. What are some examples that we've used the funds for in the past, and what plans does the Department of Public Safety have for these funds? It's a large amount, 1.6 million. So we all know that public safety has the largest budget in the city. Out of all the departments, their budget is larger than all the other departments combined. So we'd like to see this grant applied to already existing budget items to possibly bring our taxes down. 10.7 is a resolution authorizing an award of contract to Tomahawk Strategic Solutions for tactical training for ESU sustainment and continuing education of Jersey City police officers under the New Jersey contract for Department of Public Safety. There has been a call, especially from the family of Andrew Washington, for the Public Safety Department to be more public about their training, to invite members of the public to witness their training, just to ensure that it is as thoughtful and strategic as it should be, and that we are decreasing the need for violence and escalation where we can. 10.8 is a resolution of the Municipal Council of the City of Jersey City authorizing the acceptance of an additional grant funding from the County of Hudson Department of Health and Human Services Office on Aging. So this will go to our Senior Citizens, Senior Affairs Division. And again, we'll see what specific programs this is being applied to. Total grant amount is $1.6 million from the County of Hudson. So that's a nice sum of money. So we want to make sure that we have some quality programs. It'll be allocated to the senior nutrition program. So I'd like to get some flyers about this program and make sure our seniors, especially in Ward F, are aware of these opportunities. 10.9 is a resolution of the City of Jersey City imposing a moratorium on accepting applications for Class 5 cannabis retailer license and issuing local support recommendations. Okay, so this is another pause on applications because we already have so many in the pipeline. I believe we've already accepted 40 in the city, and there's another 60 in the pipeline. So we are already over the quota that we're setting. So of course, there is a need to keep a pause going on accepting new applications until we process all of these pending applications. 10.10 is a resolution ratifying the extension of a professional services contract with Strulowitz, Gargulio, and Twin Borough PT Associates on a month-to-month basis until a new contract is awarded for the Division of Risk Management and authorizing a payment of claim. So what service do they provide? Let's go to the purpose box. Just says month to month. All right. It'd be nice to know. Physical therapy services rendered for Jersey City regarding provision. Who gets physical therapy? Who do we give physical therapy to? Is this a senior program or? This is interesting. Because if it's for employees, I'd like to know. So we issued an RFP. We're waiting to get proposals. 1-year professional services agreement in the amount of $200,000. So that 1 year was 2022. We've been month to month since then. Did not award a contract for 60 days. Continue to provide physical and occupational therapy for city employees injured on the job. Okay. All right, that answers my question. Thank you. 10.11 is a resolution of the Municipal Council of the City of Jersey City awarding Community Development Block Grants, CARES Act funding, and approving the exception of subrecipient agreements with Palisades Emergency Residence Corporation for the Shelter Overflow Program. 10.12 is a resolution of the Municipal Council of the City of Jersey City awarding Community Development Block Grant CARES Act funding and approving the execution of a subrecipient agreement with Garden State CDC for its Hudson CASA drop-in center expansion. Pardon. 10.11 is a resolution of the Municipal Council of the City of Jersey City awarding Community Development Block Grant CARES Act funding and approving the execution of a subrecipient agreement with Palisades Emergency Residence Corporation for the Shelter Overflow Program. 10.12 is a resolution of the Municipal Council of the City of Jersey City awarding Community Development Block Grant CARES Act funding and approving the execution of subrecipient agreement with Garden State CDC. Sorry, I just reread those twice. 10.13 is a resolution of the Municipal Council of the City of Jersey City awarding Community Development Block Grant Public Facilities Program Year 2020 unallocated funds and authorizing the execution of subrecipient agreement with Margaret Anna Cusack Care Center for the remediation and rehab project at 537 Pavonia Avenue. 10.14 is a resolution of the Municipal Council of the City of Jersey City authorizing program awards and contracts under the Community Services Block Grant non-discretionary for the program year January 1, 2024 through December 31st, 2024. And these are all of the programs that they are awarding. If you'd like to learn more about how you can qualify, if you have a nonprofit organization and you would like to learn how to apply, definitely reach out to the Office of Community Development. You can reach them on our website, everythingwardf.com, on our homepage, and click Housing and Economic Development and Commerce. There, they will bring you to the opportunities with regards to everything involving housing and economic development. Click on community development. You'll see that this division is run by Deja Anderson, and they have many, many, many resources, affordable housing resources, emergency shelter, homeownership programs. And they also have many, many, many opportunities to learn about their grant programs. So just reach out to Deja Anderson and her team. Here is her phone number, and see when the next time they're having a training session on how to apply for these government funds. 10.15 is a resolution authorizing the submission of an application to the EPA Environmental and Climate Justice Community Change Grants Program. 10.16 is a resolution accepting a grant award and authorizing the execution of a grant agreement for the 2023 U.S. Environmental Protection Agency Environmental Justice Government to Government Program for the Department of Infrastructure, Division of Sustainability. So this grant is in the amount of $1 million, and we'd love to see how the city is going to be spending these funds. So we'll be asking that question since there is no we'll see what these funds can be used for, what are ways that we've spent it in the past, and how does the Division of Infrastructure plan on spending these funds currently. 10.7 is a resolution authorizing the execution of a notice in lieu of deed agreement, acknowledging the use restrictions. Let me zoom in here. Acknowledging the use restrictions on the property between Public Service Electric and Gas, PSE&G, and the City of Jersey City, and soil remedial action permit application rewarding a portion of Carteret Avenue between Garfield Avenue and Pacific Avenue in the City of Jersey City, Hudson County. So this is that whole area along Garfield, across from that new building on Garfield, that needs to be remediated because they cannot build housing on a place that was previously contaminated until all the contamination is gone. You can have a business, but you cannot lay your head overnight. You cannot have a residential build on contaminated properties. So until that's cleaned up, no housing can be developed there. 10.18 is a resolution supplementing the manual of loading zone designations in the City of Jersey City, designating a loading zone on Orchard Street. 10.19 is a resolution supplementing the manual of a bus stop designations of City of Jersey City for the relocation of a bus stop at Montgomery Street near Bergen Avenue. So they're moving the bus stop. 10.20 is a resolution authorizing a shared services agreement with Jersey City Redevelopment Agency, authorizing it to obtain gasoline and diesel fuel for its vehicles at Jersey City's Public Works facility. So this agency is autonomous, and now it will be using or having gas paid for by the city. We just like to know how they keep tracking, how are they keeping track of where they're going? Are their vehicles also, do their vehicles also have the same technology that Jersey City vehicles have, where there's basically a GPS on the vehicle to make sure that they're only participating in Jersey City business? Like they shouldn't be traveling to, Atlantic City with these vehicles, unless it was, for the municipal council business. Okay, 10.21 is a resolution authorizing an award of an open-end contract to Little Enterprises of Ohio LLC to provide sign shop materials for the Department of Public Works, Division of Building and Street Maintenance. Is there no one in New Jersey that we can give these funds to? I'm guessing they did an RFP for it. The contract is for $108,000. We do make all of our signs in-house, like the stop signs that we're going to be voting on, and other signs that we use, street signs. All those signs are made in-house. So I guess this is where we're getting our materials from. 10.22 is a resolution appointing Mikhail Serafin as a part-time judge of the Jersey City Municipal Court. 10.23 is a resolution authorizing the execution of ratification of an access agreement regarding the entrance onto 303 Central Avenue for a construction project at the Jersey City Public Library Heights Branch. 10.24 is a resolution authorizing the payment of a claim from Eric M. Bernstein and Associates LLC for representing the City of Jersey City in the matter of the Cannabis Place 420 Corp. Versus the City of Jersey City and Cushmark Jersey LLC. I believe this is the instance in where they both received approval from the City of Jersey City, but they are very close to each other. And I think this is one of the reasons why we're doing away with that, with the law prohibiting cannabis spaces from being a certain amount away from each other. Now it's on an case-by-case basis instead of there being a concrete number of feet. 10.25 is a resolution renewing a professional services agreement with Apruze McDermott, Maestro, and Murphy PC to represent police officer Robert in the matter of Kelly Chesler versus Jersey City. So they'll likely have a closed session to discuss this matter. 10.26 is, well, I do want to see how long this has been going on for. This case has been going on since 2020. And we're still paying lawyers for it. My thing is like, what I don't like is when we've been paying lawyers for 4 years, 5 years, 6 years or more, and then they decide to settle. Like, you couldn't have decided to settle 4 years ago and saved us some money. Instead, they're banking, they are collecting, they're getting $50,000 every year from the city. And then we also will have to pay that settlement amount. So I think these lawyers need to do a better job at concluding on whether or not they want to go to trial. I don't know why it takes so long, especially if you're getting paid good money. Yeah, I'd like to see all these. I'd like to see, you know, the hours, every hour that they're billing for, and what they were doing with all this, with all this time, all these years. So if and when they decide to settle, like I mean, this could have been the settlement amount right here, you know. I mean, I don't know the specifics of the case. Sometimes, you know, we settle for a lot more, but it just doesn't make sense to pay a lawyer for 5 years and settle. You just do either or, settle in the first year. 10.26 is a resolution renewing a professional services agreement with Brat T. Greenan LLC to represent former Chief of Police Philip Zach in the matter of Kelly Chesler. And then speaking of settlements or cases, especially involving police, what are the results when we do have to settle and or we go to trial? And if this cop is convicted, does this cop then pay the city back for the funds we spent defending him if he is turned out to be guilty? So that's another issue we've been trying to get resolve on. A resolution 10.27 is a resolution awarding a professional services agreement with the law firm of Tracy S. Cosby, attorney at law, PC, to represent employee Paul Russo and the city of Jersey City in the matter of Care Carter versus the city of Jersey City. So Paul Russo's being sued. So I wonder what that's about. It'll be another closed session to discuss that case, because we don't discuss cases in the public. And 10.28 is a resolution awarding a professional services agreement with the law firm of Tracy S. Cosby, attorney at law, PC, to represent police officers Struthers, Verdejo, Gomez, Rezabala, Hernandez, and Mena Erazo, the Jersey City Police Department, and the city of Jersey City in the matter of Chris Avery Benjamin versus the city of Jersey City. So again, another lawsuit against the police. And this contract is at an hourly rate of $175 and contract not to exceed $50,000. And it looks like it just became effective on October 1st. So this is a new one we'll have to follow. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the city council agenda for October 30th. The meeting starts at 6 p.m. If you wish to sign up, again, please visit thepeopleswardf.com, click on Community Caucus, scroll down to the link that says sign up to speak so that you can have your voice heard and be on the agenda and have your 3-minute opportunity to address your city council. I do want to say that every single council meeting is recorded and put on YouTube. So even if the council ends up not voting in your favor, your voice is not in vain. It is recorded and goes down in history. You can watch previous council meetings on YouTube as well. One of the longest council meetings that I've ever experienced was the one with regards to the 30-year tax abatement. And you can see your fellow neighbors and Jersey City residents, you know, pleading to the city to not vote yes on that tax abatement. And they still did. So, you know, watching these council meetings is a really good opportunity to really see how your city council members are representing you. And election season is upon us. This November. Of course, we're voting for the presidential and senators, but the next election next November is all about your city council and the mayor. And many city council members are running for mayor. So I would definitely pay attention, watch some old city council videos, see how well your city council representatives are representing you. And if you don't like how they represent you as city council, then let that reflect how you vote in November. So I do want to say thank you in advance, and thank you for participating and attending today or watching us in the future. I hope this has been a good learning experience for you. If you are watching this at a later date and you have any questions, feel free to email us. You can find all of our contact information again on everythingwardf.com. Contact your councilman, click on contact your councilman. We have our phone numbers there. You can schedule a meeting using these buttons. You can also email us directly. Each of our email addresses are here. I just ask, if you do email Councilman Gilmore directly, please CC either myself or Lanisha Trent so that we can also help you follow up and make sure that your questions or comments are being addressed. With that said, thank you so much once again. Again, I hope you learned something. Please pass this on to a friend and your neighbors so that they too can be empowered and learn how to engage and make some change for the better in Jersey City. Make a great day.